Hey guys, it's Jamie here with Metal Music Meltdown, back with another video. What I have for today, guys, is the next installment of my hard rock slash metal CD collection. I think this is part 6, if I'm not mistaken. Like I said in my previous videos, they're not in any kind of order. They're kind of mixed together. Some bands are together for the most part, but some of their albums might be sprinkled in here or there in other parts. So let's just kind of jump through. I've been enjoying doing these videos, kind of grabbing a couple stacks and kind of seeing what I come across and revisiting old albums I haven't listened to in a while. And here comes Lennon, photobombing the video like he always does. Want to go up there? And let's jump right in, guys. I grabbed a couple stacks here again. So the first one we got here is the Mighty Overkill with Immortals. One of the older albums I picked up just to have in the collection. I definitely want to pick up all of Overkill's albums over time, but I just haven't got to all of them yet. There's too many of them. And the next one we got here is Overkill again with The Electric Age. Pretty cool album, really good one. More more recent album, 2011. They seem to put out an album every 2 or 3 years, so they put a lot of material. The next band we got here is Volbeat. There's only 2 albums here. I think I have like 5 or 6 of their albums. I was really into this band for a couple of years. I dug their sound. It was very unique and different. It was like a blend of like 50s and 60s golden rock mixed with like a lot of thrashy riffs. I kind of dug them, but lately I kind of fell off and I haven't bought the last like 2 or 3 records, and I kind of lost interest. It kind of started sounding a little bit samey to me. But I still enjoy putting some of the records on from time to time and visiting some of the songs I really liked. So we got Rock the Rebel, Metal the Devil. One of the great albums from them, probably one of their best. It's the guys on the back there. And the strength of sound in the songs. This one here. Pretty cool stuff. Next we got the band Tankard, German thrashers, a girl called Cerveza. I bought this on Black Friday, I think one time. It was cheap. I'm not the biggest Tankard fan, but they're fun. They just have a good time. Still really good thrash metal. It's just more kind of silly in a way. It's what, drinking beers and whatever. It's not nearly as good as like Sodom, Creator, and Destruction, in my opinion. Still fun to listen to from time to time. Next we got Trivium, When's the Silence in the Snow. Really like this album. It's got some good tracks on here. The Silence in the Snow album, the title track is really good. And this band gets a lot of shit for some reason. I really dig Trivium. They're fun to listen to. They've got some heaviness. The lead vocals from Matt Heafy are catchy. Guitar work's pretty solid. Pretty good live band too. I've seen them a few times on festivals and different lineups. I don't know. They get a lot of hate for some reason, but I dig them. Next we got Tool with Lateralis. Classic Tool album. Tool's one of those bands you have to be in the mood to listen to. I don't really listen to them a lot, but when you're feeling like listening to Tool, there's nothing else that quite hits the mark. I've only have a couple of their albums, but pretty cool band. Next we got, looks like 5 or 6 from the same band. Devil Driver. So we got Pray for Villains. I think this was the special edition kind of fold out digipack. Pretty heavy band. I saw them at a festival one time. I dug their sound. Really good live band too. Had the lead singer from Cold Chamber, Dez. I can't remember his name. Dez something. But pretty good band. Heavy, fun to listen to. Pretty good. And then we got Winter Kills, one of the kind of more recent albums. Pretty good stuff. Not quite as good as some of their older material, but decent. And then we got Last Kind Words. Pretty solid album, one of the older stuff, but good stuff. Then we got Devil Driver Beast. Dead to Rights is on this one. It's got some good songs on this one. Don't really listen to them much anymore. I might pop on a Devil Driver album maybe once every couple months just to listen to something different. And we got Devil Driver, The Fury of the Maker's Hand. This is like the special edition, whatever, digipack version that opens up. Pretty cool stuff. And the next one we got here is next three are the same band. We got Havoc, Time Is Up, Killer thrash band. I think they're from Colorado. One of my favorite new generation thrash metal bands. They just do it right. They just kill it every time. I think I did a ranking for these guys, so definitely check that out if you haven't checked it out already. Love the artwork on this one too. Really good stuff. And then we got Havoc, Burn. I think this is their debut. Really good stuff as well. One of my other favorite albums from them, Unnatural Selection. Really good stuff as well. I think I'm missing like one of their albums on hard copy, maybe two. I think just one actually, Could Form a Side. I think that's the one I'm missing still. But yeah, love this album too. Great artwork. Give Me Liberty or Give Me Strength, I Am the State. I think this is the album that got me into the band. Loved it right away. Just some killer thrash metal. Really good band. Next we got In Flames with Horacle. Really good album. Really underrated album in my opinion. I love everything In Flames does. I think everything they put out is really solid. And just another great one in their catalog. Another band I need to buy a bunch more of their CDs. I think I'm missing I have like half their albums. I'll still need to pick up like 6 or 7 of them. Next one is something kind of completely different. It's Imagine Dragons with Night Visions. I really dug this album for an alternative album. Radioactive Demons was a fun song. Just a really kind of fun alternative rock album. I love the vocals, really good melody lines. And I think it was my nephew that was into them. And I told him about them. He's not really into super heavy music, but I got him to check out Imagine Dragons, and he dug it right away. It's a cool band. They have a fun sound. They're just fun to listen to in the summertime. Next we got a traditional heavy metal band that has a lot of thrash elements. Holy Grail with Ride the Void. I think they only have 3 or 4 albums. They didn't really stick around too long, but really killer band and one of my favorite vocalists of all time, to be honest. Especially on this album, Crisis in Utopia. If you haven't heard this album, after you're done watching this video, check this out. In terms of my favorite albums of all time, this would probably be in the top 50 for sure. I still have to do like a top 100 albums of all time, but this album kicks so much ass, it's not even funny. Really good album. Next we got another Overkill album, Grinding Wheel. One of the more recent albums from 2017. Definitely check that out. Really good stuff from Overkill, never disappoint. And we got another Rise Against. These guys keep popping up in every video. One I didn't have, another one, Appeal to Reason. I think this might have been the album that got me into them, actually. I kind of remember this album cover. Just a really fun modern day punk band. Pretty fun to listen to. Next we got Quiet Riot, Greatest Hits. Another band I didn't really buy any albums from. I just bought a Greatest Hits to have their singles. Pretty good stuff, good songs from these guys. There's a couple of their old albums I might pick up, but I haven't got them yet. And next we got Echoes by Pink Floyd. This is just kind of like a compilation album, or a release, I should say, double album. Pretty good stuff. Love Pink Floyd. Have a cool sound, and definitely a chill out album or chill out band for sure. But yeah, definitely check out Pink Floyd. Really good stuff. And let me just kind of shift these around. And the next stack here quickly, I've got Rush, Moving Pictures. They got to replace the case on this one, it's all cracked. My favorite Rush album of all time. Of course, Tom Sawyer, Red Bachata, YYZ, Limelight, Camera Eye, Witch Hunt, and Vital Signs. Top to bottom, it's a perfect record. Love Rush, really cool band. Just a fun hard rock band, progressive rock. This is their best album in my opinion. Next we got their latest album, The Clockwork Angels. Really good album to go out on, really hard rock. It went back to their more old school sound. I wasn't a big fan of their 80s and like early 90s material. They had way too much synthesizer and keyboards in it for my taste, but their 70s material is killer. And the last couple albums was good as well. Next we have Megadeth with the Super Collider. Definitely a dud in their collection. By far one of their worst albums, but I picked it up just because I'm a completist and I got it for a probably decent price. I just wanted to have it for the collection. And next we got Megadeth, Dystopia. Probably my favorite album from Megadeth from the most recent years. Really strong record, really killer stuff. Love this album. Next we got Megadeth with 13. Another pretty strong album from these guys. Some solid releases on here. Not the biggest Megadeth fan, to be honest with you. It was never a thrash band I super got into, considering how big they are. When I was younger, I was definitely more of a Metallica head. And then when I got older, I got into Slayer, Testament, Exodus more. And I just never really grabbed onto Megadeth, but I still bought quite a few of their albums because I still like a lot of them for sure. Like this one, for instance, Rust in Peace, definitely a top 10 albums of all time. This is a masterpiece. This competes with the top 4 Metallica albums, in my opinion. Just top to bottom, incredible album. And Holy Wars is one of my favorite thrash metal albums, or thrash metal songs of all time. Great artwork on that too. Repka album cover. Yeah, that's their best album by far. And then we got Megadeth, So Far, So Good, So What. Decent album, but fucking shitty album cover. I don't like it at all. My cat's trying to tell me that he wants down, and there's no space for him. Yeah, decent album, but I'm not really digging the album cover. Sorry, Lennon. But yeah, again, just to have it in the collection, I bought it anyways. And then we got Megadeth, Peace Sells, But Who's Buying? Probably my second favorite Megadeth album of all time. It's up there for sure. Some really good tunes on this one. The Conjuring, Peace Sells, Wake Up Dead. Some really good stuff on this one. I think I have like 4, 5, 6. There's 6 Megadeth albums here. I probably have another 2 or 3 maybe in the stacks down there, but I'm not sure if I'll buy all their albums. If I can pick them up like super cheap, like used or something at a record store, I might completely buy out their whole discography. But it's not a band I really felt the need to have all their stuff. Just the earlier albums I really dug, and some of the newer ones I was into. Super Collider I think I bought when it came out, just because I assumed it would be decent because it was following like another decent album, but it just wasn't that great. But yeah, it is what it is. And then we just got the Megadeth Greatest Hits. I picked this up cheap one time on Boxing Day, just to have it. Next is my favorite Motorhead album of all time, Overkill. Now Motorhead fucking kicks ass. Every album on Motorhead's catalog is killer. Definitely a band I want all their albums. I think I only have there's only 2 here, but I think I have maybe 6 or 7 of their albums. There's a ton I need to buy still. I think they have 22 in total, but Overkill's always been my favorite album by them. And yeah, with songs like Overkill, Stay Clean, No Class, Damage Case. I listen to this probably once every couple weeks, pretty high rotation. And then we got Motorhead, Ace of Spades. Everyone knows this album. The title track is iconic. Really good album from them too. Definitely a top 5 Motorhead album of all time. And we got some Zeppelin albums here. Just 2. Houses of the Holy. Pretty weird album cover, but I can't show that too long. But song remains the same. Dire Maker's kind of a funky song. The Rain song's really good. I recently did a ranking of the albums of Led Zeppelin, so definitely check that out as well. And I got Led Zeppelin Mothership. It's kind of a compilation CD, double album. Just a collection of their songs. Pretty cool stuff. I think I might have got this as a gift, to be honest, from a friend. But it's got some good stuff on here. And then we got Cataclysm of Gods of Ghost and Gods. Really good melodic death metal band out of Quebec originally. Love this album. One of my favorites from the newer era. And yeah, love all their stuff. Have quite a few of their albums. I think on my first the first CD collection video, there's a bunch of their albums. This is just one that must have been kind of separate by itself. And next we got Bob Dylan, just a collection. I'm not a big fan of Bob Dylan's voice, but he writes some really fucking killer tunes. Like Mr. Tambourine Man, of course, like a Rolling Stone. He's just got some really good songs like Hurricane, but I just don't like his voice. He knows how to write a tune, and they're iconic songs, but I just can't get into his voice enough to buy a lot of his stuff. And then next we got my favorite Behemoth album. The last video ended on Demigod. This is The Satanist. I'd say definitely my favorite Behemoth album. Just top to bottom, it's killer. This would definitely make my top 50 or 100 albums of all time. Just love this album. I'd probably go back to it, I'd say at least once a month. Really killer album. And next we got Behemoth with Absum Invocate. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but one of their other albums here. It's like a digipack that opens up like this. Behemoth is pretty good. They're like a blackened kind of death metal band. I'm not huge into them, but I dig their sound. Still a band I want to see live. I've never seen them live for some reason, but yeah, really cool band. Next we got 2112 from Rush. Monster album, killer classic rock album, progressive rock. The title track, 2112 Overture. But this is just a monster album, killer stuff. Definitely a must-have. And then we got Machine Head with Catharsis. Piece of shit album in my opinion. Machine Head's one of those bands, I either really love their album or really enjoy it, or I fucking hate it. I love The Blackening, I like Onto the Locust. I think those might have been in my other videos. Maybe we haven't got to those yet. But I picked up this album for cheap on Black Friday, and I didn't like it at all. I've only listened to it once or twice at the beginning when I first got it. I haven't listened to it since. I didn't like it at all. I heard the one after that, I think I liked it. It was called Black Diamond something. That one was pretty good, but this one I didn't like at all. Next we got another kind of a shitter, Lulu, Metallica and Lou Reed collaboration. Piece of shit album. It's the worst collaboration in the history of metal. It's just two artists that should never have put music together. It just clashes too much. It doesn't sound right. And I have not listened to this since the week I picked it up. It's just in my collection still because I'm a diehard Metallica fan still, and I just have it for the sake of having it. And the last one here for this video, guys, is a Godsmack album called The Oracle. I was getting the Godsmack in the past briefly, and I picked up some of their albums. This is a pretty decent one. It's got some good tracks on here. They always put on a good live show. I always dug them live, and I picked up a lot of their albums from their concerts too. So that's it for this video, guys. Stay tuned for the next edition coming up in the next probably week or two. Thanks for watching, guys, and keep it metal.